Day, everyone. I'm privileged to welcome you all into the third edition of Foreign City Literature Festival by SGR Knowledge Foundation in association with GH Raisoni University, powered by Raisoni Group of Institutes, a platform that celebrates wisdom, experiences, narratives, and notions from all walks of life. Having said that, it's thrilling to be here with you all today. I am Prachi Chandekar, delighted to be your anchor for today's session, Future of Publication in the Era of Kindle and Online Platforms, by Mr. Sunil Mehta, Ms. E.T. Khurana, Mr. Naveen Chaudhary, Mr. Dipankar Guruji Mukherjee in conversation with Mr. Mehar Kohli. Mr. Sunil Adil Mehta is the MD of Mehta Publishing House, Pune, a revered publishing house which is also Marathi's largest. Founded in 1976 by Mr. Anil Mehta. Mehta Publishing House publishes more than 150 new titles and 300 reprints each year and has an active blacklist of over 4,500 titles known for its strong fiction and narrative notification list. Mehta Publishing House publishes across virtually every genre, including biography, travel, business, history, religion and philosophy, lifestyle, cookery, health, fitness, sports, and leisure, and even children's book. It also publishes in the ebook format. Now, I would like to also introduce Ms. Iti Kurana. So, ma'am is a qualified MBA professional with more than 10 years of a successful career in sales and marketing, media and publicity, business development, client relationship management, author management, and market research. Work on different projects that includes creating and developing new brand property, getting sponsorship at different levels depending on business requirement, creating a strong brand value, and sustaining them within the publishing community. Ability to conceptualize campaigns, author management, communication, and brand promotions, launching new markets, worked in different industries in consumer marketing, brand management, event, media management, handling PR and communication, planning and strategizing digital marketing, literature festivals, and many more. I would also like to welcome Mr. Naveen Chaudhary, sir. Sir is the author of two political thrillers, Jantar Sir and Bhaichar. Naveen Sir is also known as satirist and writes for various news websites. Naveen Sir worked with Oxford University Press as Associate Marketing Director. Currently, he is also working on a screenplay for a web series based on his own novel, Jantar Store. Now, I would also like to welcome Mr. Dipankar Mukherjee. Sir is the publisher and director of Redomania Publishing, publishing an independent publishing house based in Delhi. Under his leadership, the house has produced over 120 books in just about 6 years, with some critically acclaimed and award-winning titles as well. He teaches creative writing at many institutes and runs the popular Young Author Program. He is an engineer from Nagpur University, holds an MBA degree from IIT Madras, and has been in the corporate world for 9 years. Before becoming an entrepreneur, he also manages business interests in hospitality and manufacturing. It's an honor to have you with us, Mr. Sunil Mehta, sir, Ms. Iti Kurana, Mr. Naveen Chaudhary, Mr. Dipankar Mukherjee, And this gets even more delightful as we have Ms. Megha Kohli, who will be in conversation with them as the moderator. Mayor Kohli is an engineering graduate based out of Nagpur, Maharashtra, a recipient of the National Kalabharti Award. She grew up with a keen interest in reading and writing. Her vision is about reaching millions to articulate the importance of the written word. This love for literature directly translates into her mission to create a meaningful change in people's lives. The youngest recipient of the K.M. Munshi Award for Academic Distinction and Cultural Empowerment. MAP works closely with youth league organizations like Make a Difference to empower the youth. As a columnist for Ignite magazine, she specialized in blending complex scientific concepts in a simple, easy to digest format for young readers. Arts and literature have been integral to her team, vital to the birth of an entrepreneur to create the Empower Club, a unique platform for leaders and authors to share their love for reading. Driven by a strong belief that every book is a bestseller if it reaches the right audience. Empower Club aims to bridge the gap between various stakeholders to the reading ecosystem and voice every reader's interest. Hence, she holds close to her heart the motto, empowering leaders one book at a time. I once again welcome all of you. Now, my dear audience, you are about to experience a conversation between very dynamic individuals. So, without skipping a moment, I humbly invite Ms. Mehar Kohli to lead us ahead.
Thank you for the wonderful introduction indeed. Welcome, dear audiences. Today we are with a diverse panel of distinguished authors, publishers, writers, and marketers. This panel seems to be very dynamic in itself, yet the audience seems to. Because I do believe that every individual here at some point in their lives has considered writing or has had the notion of getting their book published. So this panel is intriguing yet insightful, and let's embark on a journey of questions with our experts here. So, as the title itself says, the era of publishing in an online industry, I'm sure every sector in today's world is navigating their way, finding their path, and striking a chord between hybrid platforms, online, offline, and the discussion continues the same way with publishing in general. So, I would hereby like Iti Ma'am to inaugurate the panel by addressing this very simple dilemma that poses how does the industry look like before COVID and how things are shaping up after COVID in terms of publishing in general?
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. So I would like to bring a point here. Obviously, in publishing, the content is the same. So the content will remain the same. It's just that the reading mode has been changed. We have adapted to various channels such as audiobooks, e-books, print books, online version. Definitely, we have seen drastic change. Our industry is definitely going through a different channel, and not specifically with publishing. We've seen the entire industry is been struggling on various aspects with respect to COVID. But now the key factor is the content will remain the same. It's just the mode of the reading which has changed. Also, I would like to bring a point here is the sales, the distribution, the marketing also plays a very important role with respect to marketing, with respect to our industry. Again, we used to do lots of kind of traditional marketing in before COVID. We used to have events, we used to have kind of a social media promotion. But this COVID has also given us an opportunity to kind of speed up our process. Okay, we were planning to digitize at some point in time, but this has also given us opportunities to speed up the things where there is a huge demand. We've seen lots of increase in terms of e-book sales during the pandemic. There was lots of increase in terms of non-fiction title, which is again selling good in numbers. Activities books for the kids because everybody was sitting at home. They were trying to identify what kind of books one can read. Self-help books, non-fiction, how to lift up your mood, activities. So these are the books we have seen which has grown during the pandemic, and obviously now what we see that the things are kind of coming back to normal. People are again going back to the e-book reading. One, definitely we are very sure, and I'm sure everybody would agree to that e-book will still be there. People would want to have a feel and good factor where they want to go back to the bookstore, browse the books, sit and chit chat with the people. So things will come back to the normal, but definitely there was a huge challenge for publishers as well as any other industries to cope up with this COVID situation.
Definitely, definitely. I couldn't agree more that we're still navigating our way through, but if nothing but COVID has definitely helped pace things up and bring us to a virtual platform, although the mode still remains the same, the text remains the same. Yeah, building on upon that, so I'd really like to know how the economics of publishing work is there a change that you're witnessing in how things used to work in an offline setting? Has there been a change in the online economics as well? Is there a math to it? Is there a figure to it? I'm sure every writer here must have considered this while they were writing. So yeah, if you could throw some light upon it.
Thank you, Meher. First of all, I'd like to say that I'm coming back to Nagpur for 20 years, and I'm super excited to see two known faces in the crowd as well. My professor from college and my family member. So it's really lovely to come back to Nagpur in that crowd. So on the question, well, we all know COVID has been a mess, and it's quite an animal that has not left our environment and variants keep coming back. So let's not discuss the problem. Let's discuss what it has done to us in terms of an opportunity. So I genuinely feel that one, it has shaken up all of us, not just publishing, all industries, to figure out how do you survive in a mode where you may end up, getting into back-to-back broken business cycles. So it is somewhat making us more resilient. And how? By going back to our drawing board and figuring out where is the money that lies to be made. And hence, you rework your numbers and you should ask the economics. So economics have changed. So earlier publishers would look at printing large quantities and then trying to sell in bulk. But now publishers are printing lesser quantities and printing more frequently. So what that does, it releases cash from inventory, helps. Second, earlier we would all believe in the traditional mode of sending books to bookstores and waiting for customers there to come and pick up the books. Now, we are actively going and figuring out different channels, different platforms where we could sell the same content. So, now you see a lot more audiobooks, you see a lot more ebooks, not just through Kindle, but also let's say through Google Books, through other platforms where the e-reading behavior has changed massively. In fact, there are a lot of e-reading apps which give you interesting content to read. So that's another way. Use the same content, which remains same as Shruti said, but find a new platform for it. And third is change the way you market. Earlier, we would rather market in a broad-based manner, targeting all at once. But now that has changed from marketing to everybody to marketing to one at a time. So personalized one-to-one marketing. So I think those are three most important developments that have happened, or rather COVID made us do.
When you put it that way, I think that definitely sets things in perspective. And the economics is something that, as you can see, publishers aren't gobbling up things, and they're here to help you, as the publisher rightly said that although the things have been changing, but publishers have been observing those trends closely and are here to help the authors navigate through. When we talk about writing, publishing, not to mention screen in general. I think it was all three sides of the table and you had a fair share of experience and that you became the literature. So how has your journey been in, having all of these three journeys integrated into one and getting it out of the market?
So I was a marketer before becoming a full-time author. So I was working with the Oxford University Press. I worked with DK Publishing earlier. So that was my brief understanding of publishing industry. So a lot of things I will not repeat the and the marker already spoke about that. After being author, actually I started marketing more. One is when you are marketing for the organization, but when I wrote my book, being a marketer, आप दूसरे पे तो छोड़ नहीं सकते ना, भरोसा नहीं होता किसी को. अपने बच्चे को नहीं देता ना कोई किसी के हाथ में. So same happened with me. So I was not ready with my publisher. I said I will market my book myself. And that was when I actually started interacting with the readers. I started meeting them. I started visiting different cities. The way, the personalized thing which Deepankar was saying, how much as a writer you are connecting with them, that really matters. Am I connecting to their story? What I'm telling them, is it something which they don't know at all? Then you're giving them some knowledge. They will read. You're giving something which they are connected and they want another perspective. They will read. And how author is also communicating to them. Nowadays they want a personal connect. फिल्मों की तरह नहीं है कि शाहरुख खान को डांस करके फिल्म देखने जाएंगे वैसा सीन ऑथर से पर नहीं हो रहा है अनलेस यू आर चेतन भगत उनको भी आना होता है मार्केट में सो दैट इज द थिंग व्हिच इज चेंजिंग in terms of reading what I realized with my book so my novels are in Hindi it is particular thriller suspense people want to read and audiobooks which Deepak was talking about I think already talked about I met so many people who can speak Hindi, they understand Hindi, but they cannot read Hindi. The audiobook, the audio channel was the one where they went and they heard my book, the Resima book. So that is something a new channel is happening. The way industry is changing, the way the environment is changing, our job things are changing. The way customers are actually getting the content, that's what you have to identify and you need to actually start working on that. Audiobook I never thought about, but that is something which is happening. The novel, the story which I want to take out, now with the OTT platforms, we are getting opportunity that novels are, they are getting more, they need more content, so adaptation is happening. So with a screenplay, there might be some challenges when you're writing a book. You might have some challenges in terms of words or in terms of the way we describe things. कई बार लिखने के बाद लगता है कि यार ये भी बता दिया जाना चाहिए था, तो best. But in the screenplay, then you are again getting an opportunity to reach to another set of. They are not readers, they are viewers, but the same content. You are able to reach to them. So I think as a author, I think this is one of the best time. Yes, it's challenging. Books are selling less, but we have other mediums through which we are able to reach to our readers.
In fact, I just want to add one line. Naveen mentioned Shah Rukh Khan. There's a new buzzword in the market. कि अब author को शाहरुख खान बन के उतरना पड़ेगा तब जाके book मिलेगी.
मैं ऐसा नहीं जरूर बन सकता हूँ.
Yeah, along those lines, when we talk about authors getting into the market themselves, there is definitely a need to market what you're writing, but also to market yourself. And there's only so much that it's up to the publishing house. If you sign up with them, then they can definitely get your book to the right audience and make you heard. But if you want to make a space for yourself as an author, do you feel that is there a need for authors to get into the arena themselves? And take matters into their own hands to get to the right leadership. Is that kind of navigation needed for the authors?
Yes, I'll answer this question, but first I'll request Sunil to mention on the first point, then I'll answer this question.
So, yes, please, if you would like to give your thoughts.
The initial round of question on publishing and COVID.
During the COVID, the sales had gone down, as you said, but as Amazon was allowed to distribute the books again, it was a big boom to the publishers with a large number of sales in ebooks and ebooks. Audiobooks, of course, they were there, but regarding the ebooks, I experienced around 150 times of sales for the ebooks. So the platforms have changed. The new generation is coming with the new platforms to view, to listen, to go to the cinemas and see that content happening from that book also. But I think so, the generation which is born in 60s or 70s, we can say still e-book is there and it will remain. Only the platforms are changing, but we have to see that those people are also shifted to ebooks. Because as a publisher, I would like to see my inventory as zero and not making more profits. I'm not talking about the monetary terms. But if we go on ebooks, the cost would be cut down, the books, the pricing would come down, people would like to read more. And what I have experienced again was many new readers have joined because TV was something politically ठीक था. And also we experienced about the old readers who were previously reading, but बीच में उनका कुछ कट गया था, but they came again and I tell you, I was every day on the Facebook, I was just seeing the Facebook, there are many groups, reading groups, where I saw my books that many were reviewing it. And I thought, अरे हाथ में आ गया सब ये रिव्यूज मुझे वेबसाइट पे डालने अपने आप मुझे मिल गया. So I could see my books and people are reading and I was happy to see these things कि वो लोग जब हाथ करते हैं खत्म हो गया है. So it is not that people were disconnected, but now they're coming back and they'll come back.
That's indeed very true. In fact, over one of our website blogs, we mentioned this fact that books are here to stay. Even if you forget them, you can always turn back to them. And it's good to see that the readership is again turning back to books, even if it's in a more easy to access format through online or other medias. But yeah, definitely, we are seeing a positive change. All we need to do is redirect them and motivate them to do so. And now, again, getting back to the second round of questions, which says,
And that format. Recently, I came across an app. It is from a publishing house, and now what they realized that youngsters are not reading at one go. बहुत बड़ी book नहीं पढ़ेंगे. What they did is they are releasing one chapter each day or in a week, so episode wise. Similarly, audio books are also doing so. As a marketer, sometimes I think that is also we need to understand how my customer is going on, what is their behavior, what they are really doing. They want to read. एक एपिसोड पढ़ने में किसी को लगता है 15 minutes words they are reading and then wait next day फिर दूसरा आ जाएगा. Interest होगा they will read. So that is also as a marketer I think we have to identify पढ़ने वाले हमेशा रहेंगे.
something known as instant gratification. And if you give them immediate gratification, the readers are likely to hold on more, wait for the next series or wait for the next episode. But definitely, we are looking at a more easy to access form of content in terms of summaries, as well as reviews. All of those are being definitely viewed upon more these days. And as an author, we definitely need to understand what kind of trends we are observing with the readership so that we can make our voices and our thoughts for ourselves. And I think the founders of the point we have more the author segment.
Yes. So I believe India is a country of more authors than readers. There are more people who want to write than people who want to read. Because of such kahaniyan and we have very interesting stories to tell. So does that make us poor readers? No, absolutely not. But our readers have now become very sensitive about the fact that they have options in life. I have limited time. मेरे दिन में मेरे पास सिर्फ 2 घंटे हैं लेजर के लिए. मैं 2 घंटे आपकी किताब पे दूँ या मैं OTT प्लेटफॉर्म पे दूँ या कहीं और दूँ. It's my choice. Come and help me make my choice. So unless an author or a marketer, anybody who wants to take that time for entertainment comes, connects, and takes that time in a convincing way, it is difficult to sell. Having said that, there is always a core group of readers जो हमेशा रहेंगे चाहे आप कुछ भी दे दो उनको पढ़ने वाले. Like there are a core group of moviegoers and core group of OTT people, there are a core group of readers. So that's not your target. Target is basically how do you grow your market, how do you get more readers in. So typically when I look at things, I look at 3 categories. Category number 1, probably the guy who's going to read one book in his entire lifetime. Category number 2, who's going to read probably 10, 20, 15 books. Category 3 who are reading vociferously. Category 3 तो already मेरे जेब में है. I'm not going to invest time on that category. Category 1 and 2 is what I'm going to work on. And why are they important? They may not give me say, but if there is a man who's read or a woman who's read one book in his or her entire lifetime, that person is going to show off that book and that reading to so many people that I'll become a rich man. So I think that is what you think about when you build a marketing plan. And that's what authors start to think about. Okay, how do I justify the reader's time in marketing?
In fact, I'll add to what Marcus said because as we were talking about, author also needs to promote and go out all promoting their book. So when we have our initial conversation with sales, commissioning, marketing, we always encourage them to come up with the new ideas because as a publisher, as a marketer, we also have lots of restrictions towards various things. See, I have 120 books to promote. I can't go to the same media house and say, ये book पे important है, आप इसको भी review कर दो, आप उसको भी review कर दो. So that's why we bring in author if you have your own personal contact, be it word of mouth publicity, be it social media, be it any other platform. We just encourage them to go all out and promote their book. And I would, Naveen would agree that has really helped promoting his book. His book has gone into reprint because he was engaging with the readers. He was just continuously talking to them. He was going to all the universities, meeting, talking. Even in the bookstores also, he was just going and talking to the readers who were there. He was talking to floor managers, talking about the book. अच्छा इस book का क्या market है? How we can promote this book? This is really very important, and I think now authors have also started understanding this, and they are kind of using those track as well. But again, it depends on the B2C and the B2B market because if we talk about academic publishers, they have their own set of marketing and publishing strategies. If you go to the trade publishers, they have their own kind of, it works with fiction and non-fiction, different kind of books, has a different kind of readership and the author.
In fact, one more important thing that I've observed is that content variety has increased. There's so much more that's coming out in books. Pardon me for reading this up. I saw a book in the store today, which in my lifetime I would not have believed is a book if I did not see it. It is a book which talks about Bhojpuri cinema. An English book talking about Bhojpuri cinema is unimaginable. Padega kaun usko? So the content variety, but there will be, I'm sure, Penguin and Chapa hai, so there will be people who want to read it. But the content variety has increased so much, which means people are experimenting with content. Now there is for the reader, there is so much choice that they can do. So as Naveen said, it is the best time to be a reader and writer. Publisher, well, yeah, let time say.
I would just add here, Deepak, what you said about the Bhojpuri cinema book. See, as a publisher, we have all the content. As you said, everybody has got a story. Now, those days are gone that we have to print 5,000, 1,000 or so copies. Now we can print a single copy on all the platforms and every reader can get it with that. So it is being more easier with all these technologies. And regarding the author, I would say these kind of authors who are going to do this, there will be more like Chetan Bhagat, I would say. See, because many authors, when it goes into their head, they start demanding money. See, the authors have to promote, they have to help the publishers, they have to help their own content to go on various platforms because the three first platforms like ebook and audio, उनमें से उनको कुछ कम मिल जाएगा. लेकिन but the theatre would pay them more where a publisher can also earn and can also have a share. Publisher also goes with the author, the book goes on, and his forthcoming books would have a demand.
That happens. So my first novel, that sold fine as per the book numbers, it sold very well. But the number which I sold in 1 year, my second novel sold in 12 days. And that is something which the way we connect with our audience, I go and meet the readers, meet media people. And media will not give you space. What Iti was saying, there was a bigger challenge for us. 60 में 120 books है यार, मैंने 12 books हैं, I'm going to the same journalist.
And it's just one publisher. There are many other publishers like that.
From every publisher they have limited space. So how they pick? Who are you? Who is the author? Very big name, very different subject. अगर दोनों को पूरी तरह से फिट नहीं किया होता कि आप बहुत इसमें नहीं भी फिट हो रहे हैं, आपको सब्जेक्ट डिफरेंट है, नया नाम, give you space. When my book was published, my publisher published same time a book on Corona that was by a filmmaker. He traveled by road. Very senior academician, very well known. उनकी बुक आई, मेरी बुक आई. सबसे ज्यादा बुक मेरी बुक आई. ठीक है? मीडिया मुझे थोड़ा सा देख रहा. When I started moving to these cities, I started meeting students. यूनिवर्सिटी में जाना शुरू हुआ और वहां से वो पुश शुरू होता है. What is actually happening in the city? The local media picks you up. और वहां से फिर वो दिल्ली के मीडिया को भी दिखता है, जो कवर कर रहा है. या कोई घूम रहा है, कुछ कर रहा है. Social media has given that kind of effect. So if you are an author, please go to the market, sell your book, sell yourself, whatever.
So that is also true.
Those who have been in first season of OCLF, उसमें मेरे बाल बड़े थे, मैंने एक्शन को भी बेचे. मैंने इतना नहीं उसको हिला के कितना बेचे.
I also think कि किताब लिख दी तो उनका काम खत्म हो गया. Now it's publishers' jobs to promote the book, the marketing, the sales, distribution. But that's not true. I mean, we have a recent example. Naveen is there, and there are many more authors also.
Although you can entrust your writings and books to the publishers, you can never count upon them to make you heard. So there's always a need for you to go and connect with the reader.
No, correction. Count is not the right word. The publisher is giving you a platform, giving your voice a kind of an amplification. Now it's up to you how you use that amplification and amplify it further, because publisher will have a certain limitation. Uske beyond, you will have to jump the sky and reach it. As a matter of fact, I just wanted to add something very interesting, and I was checking with Iti, should I spill the beans here or not? So we all as publisher and authors have built Instagram. All of you have, all of you are. This very interesting concept. Is anybody a book marketer here in the audience? Anybody an Instagram reel maker or Instagram superstar? Content creator. Anybody? You are? Okay. So we have one Instagram content creator, Buddha. Okay. So what happens? So we have this entire set of marketing as an entire Instagram. Bookstagram. So they come and offer you multiple packages and say, you pay us this money, you will publish this, you can they'll promise you this time. Okay? So you have to explore, you have to figure out new platforms, you go to them, you give them the book and say, okay, let's look at a review. And when you see the review, what do you see? Star dancing around, or swimming, or jumping on trees, doing everything possible. Book lying in some corner. So you will have to actually strain your eyes to find the book and you ask them, what is this book कहाँ है? नहीं sir, book तो है screen में ना. आप लोग मेरे को देखेंगे and then you can sell the book through it. This all happens with all the authors. They believe that book को visible कर देंगे तो हो जाएगा. But book को कैसे visible कर रहे हैं, किस mode के through कर रहे हैं, जो कर रहा है उसकी credibility क्या है, what kind of authority are you giving them is also important. Because as I said earlier, customers are very picky and choosy. While Instagram might work really well for lifestyle clothing and desirable products, books, no, they don't work. Similarly, there are lots of other areas where book marketing doesn't work. So if marketers don't realize that and keep investing in those areas, books will never move.
For example, events. If we talk about events, we do lots of back-end, we do lots of logistical support, and also, I mean, there's a money involved. So we spend around 1 lakh, 50,000, 70,000 for a high-key event, and what we see, we don't sell books there. So it just kind of, we can utilize those money and we can just put it there in the right way. We can do a social media campaign, we can do that, money can be utilized in various other ways. But that, I think now people are open to that idea. So they have also understood, and if you just connect with them, you can make them understand, okay, there are other venues as well apart from doing the book launch or a physical book launch. That's also kind of people have started understanding that.
Yeah, that's the next transition we're looking at from a in-person world to a virtual world.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we shouldn't forget that the author is the source from whom the book comes. And when we're showcasing, even if it's on an online platform, the author comes first and then comes its thoughts. So yeah, that should be something all content creators in the house should perhaps watch out for, that you give the author enough space to express themselves better. And so I'd like to hear from you, because I think that the publishing house has been housing a lot of regional languages and local literature, and How is this segment adapting to the transition between the content segments, Marathi books?
Marathi books, they're doing good. After I think so, Malayalam, Bengali and Malayalam, Marathi books are doing good. They are being produced in a very good manner. The book covers, the content is very rich. We are just not getting it through the translations to the world leaders. So that is where we are lacking, I think. But the content is very good. I tell you, we sell, if you have heard of book like Mrityunjay, we sell it 50,000 to 20,000 copies per year. Sriman Yogi on Shivaji, we sell 20,000 copies. So there are a lot of areas where we can work good, and regarding the marketing, we have to be what you said about the events. Yes, the events now we can do it online. There are many various platforms where we have to just see that the money is not going to all those things where we don't want it to. Now online platforms are there, social Facebook is there. We can do all those things, and uh, regional languages are coming up, and now we should not say it as a regional language. It's only that translation कर नहीं पा रहे या लोग नहीं हैं. So as a publishers, we have to be very cautious to see that now there should be good editors for all these things.
Definitely. So I think we're witnessing a good number of readers reading literature other than English and Hindi. And that's great to know, although we're taking baby steps, I'd say, but that's going great so far.
So we should children should वापस हम लोग को चिल्ड्रन बच्चों के लिए कहानियां चालू करनी पड़ेगी. Not like Panchadam and all those things, the new stories of new generation. And that is what we are going to see those books selling for the new generations.
Definitely. So I think all the parents and kids growing up, they need to watch out for newer content coming in local languages or languages other than English, so that when they grow up, definitely well versed with all of these. Right.
And also just one is kind of convince for that, because what, like if you can notice Facebook, Google, WhatsApp, everybody has that regional feeling. हिंदी में आप type कर सकते हो and any other languages. So if you are at the airport, if you are carrying an English book, people will see कि अच्छा ठीक है बहुत बड़ा reader है. अगर आप वही हिंदी की book लेके जा रहे हो, तो they might say you कि अच्छा ये हिंदी का reader है. So like people have that mindset, so you need to change that mindset, and I think it has already started changing it. The transition has begun. It just you need to kind of make more accessible and visible, and just you need to convince them.
ऐसा मेरे साथ होता था. मैं बुक लेके ही आई फ्लाई कुछ पढ़ते हुए दस टाइम का usually English book. Okay, when I was writing a blog, articles के लिए submit करना था, so blog पे I was writing. Person sitting next to me, आप हिंदी में लिख लेते हैं आप, मैं तो पढ़ भी नहीं पाता. मैंने कहा मैं पैदा तो एक्चुअली यही हुआ था. That way actually I decided I should not carry English book unless I have to. For this session I wanted to read something. I wanted to read something, so I had English book. Right with that, from that day I ensured that I am reading only Hindi. A lot of you may, I don't have any hate for English, sorry, like that. Each language is good, but I have a feeling that any country, any state, those who are respecting their culture, respecting their language, they are reaching heights. दुनिया के किसी भी प्रतिशत देश को आप देख लीजिए, यूएस की भाषा इंग्लिश है, फ्रांस, कोरिया, चाइना, everyone is their own language. So learning another language is good, but we have to somewhere stick with that.
As a matter of fact, I think there's a huge divide amongst the audience in reception of English books written by Indian authors in India. Now, what happens is that English is always an acquired language, acquired skill for Indians. So, their proficiency varies by the level of acquisition. Similarly, what happens is when a Hindi reader or writer, or a Marathi, or a Bengali, or a Malayalam, or Tamil, if you do not have sufficient language activism happening on your home ground, certain languages automatically go on a back burner, which has become very politicized in the current environment. But it has also got to do with our own ability to look at content versus the language in which the content is given. आपको कहानी पढ़ना है या आपको उसके अंदर ग्रामर की गलतियां निकालनी है, is something we as readers should decide. If we want to read a story and enjoy, we should be able to ignore the grammar. That is when new stories will come up. If we cannot do that, we cannot criticize again and again, saying हिंदी मत पढ़िए, ये मत पढ़िए, वो मत पढ़िए, अंग्रेजी. So that balance is missing right now in our audience also. That maturity is missing.
Adding to that, there was a belief like English book का हम हिंदी में translate कर सकते हैं, but now that trend has also changed. Now people have started looking at अच्छा हिंदी में कोई अच्छी book है which has become bestseller. Now we should adopt it in English or any other regional language. So it's
Edwin and Harper Collins are doing a
Yes.
very big work for all these things. We are very happy as a regional, not as a regional publishers कि हमारा content अभी दुनिया तक पहुंचने वाला है.
Surendra Mohan Pathak is the biggest example for that.
So, as you can see, the publishing houses are themselves making efforts to be more inclusive with the languages, with content, and they're here to help. So, I think language should never be a barrier or a barrier of thought for any writer to come and meet them with the next bestseller, I think. With that being said, I'd like to open the floor to any questions, any thoughts that anyone has.
Sunil sir, yeah, I was just watching that Bhadipar, and there is that Bhadipar with the latest web series. त्याच्यामध्ये आजी आणि पेज नावाची एक भाडीपा नावाचं एक चॅनल आहे पुण्याला. They were speaking about the audio book of ययातीचं पुस्तक. So do you really think so की ह्या अशा प्रकारचे जे ऑडिओ व्हर्जन्स आहेत? किंवा नोज दिवाळी अंगाने यावेळेस ऑडिओ नोज आणलाय. So my daughter, otherwise we have the hard copy of ययाती in our house, but she again subscribed to that audio book. So is it that essentially that people are really converting themselves from this audio listeners?
Not actually, because audio मध्ये I would just say आपल्याकडे शांतता नाही आहे. म्हणजे आपल्याला ट्रॅव्हलिंग करताना सुद्धा आपल्याला एक पार्टनर लागतो गप्पा मारायला. रेडिओ सुद्धा आपण नीट ऐकू शकत नाही. So audio is coming up. It is slowly coming up. So we can't say कि मी audio books देणारच नाही. I cannot see Audible is coming, Storytel is there, new platforms will be coming. Me myself would do that. By me, I have just imagined, okay, all these things are there. Why not have a TV channel for myself with the handstick and just scrolling down that content? ठीक आहे, हातात इवन जरी मोबाईल असेल तर some people can say, अरे चला टीव्हीवर मला जर स्क्रोल करायला I can just read out that. So नवीन प्लॅटफॉर्म्स ही येणार आहेत ना, we just cannot deny them. As a publisher, see, money is of course there. So for that money, I have to see that I am on all platforms. I cannot say yo me हे देणार नाही, me ते देणार नाही. Of course, negotiations मध्ये if Storytel doesn't give me enough money, I would say no. So that is what we give with Storytel. Storytel did 30 books with us, but after that, like विश्वास पाटलांचं पुस्तक आता मी केलेलं आहे. So I did not give that book to him because he was just offering me peanuts. I cannot tell Mr. Vishwas Nagpur, but this is the amount what we are getting, and I'm going to share this amount. So audiobooks is coming up. Let us see how it grows. But ebooks, yes, definitely ebooks is going to grow, and ebooks for Kindle only. I'm saying other versions of the devices. I don't think in India they will come up. And Amazon, I'm very thankful. Whatever Amazon people think of, no, publishers have got a big, huge amount for the books which we could not even imagine.
And I absolutely agree with that. But I differ on one point, sir, over here. The readership, I mean, the audience for books and audiobooks don't overlap. So, people who are reading may not listen to books. Listening audience अलग है. जो podcast सुनने वाले हैं, जो music सुनने वाले हैं, those are the ones who typical. जैसे आपने कहा गाड़ी में गप्पा मारने के लिए. That is one aspect. Jogging करते वक्त. एनी टाइम दैट उनके हाथ खुले होने चाहिए, कान में डाल के सुन सकते हैं, दैट इज द टाइम दे वांट टू यूटिलाइज. So that is also driving audiobooks.
I think so. We have answered it.
Any more questions we might have? Anyone?
I want to say something.
Sure.
Hey, Basan.
I have been doing research on the heritage of Nagpur. This is very different from what you have been talking about. See, the language that you are using is alien to me. Your environment is alien to me. I am in the old school. You write a book and you go for publishing, right? So that's what I have been doing. And the first book I wrote, because there was a certain occasion, I published it on my own. It was a local book. My second book was on the High Court of Nagpur, which sat in my cupboard for about 7-8 years because I couldn't get a publisher. There are no publishers in Nagpur, English publishers in Nagpur. So then I was just waiting for an occasion when the Platinum Jubilee came. So the administrative judge called me and he looked at my draft and he was shocked. And he said, "Where have you collected all this? Even we don't know about it. They didn't even have the latest patent." I said, do you have the latest patent? He said, "No." I said, "I have found it for you." So that book, the High Court published. They published 500 volumes. And that was the eternal use. And I, on my own, published 250 for other people, the general public. You won't believe those 250 books still have not sold. The 500 they have kept. There was the first reprint of 250, second they took care of. Now, the problem before me is I am doing exclusively on heritage of Nagpur. And I have done one book on Sitaballi Fort, on which I spent about maybe 16 years.
May I interrupt? We have another session, so can you ask the question what you want?
The question is, I am looking for some person, or whatever it is, whatever it is, who can help me publish these books.
Okay, can I get? So you also had a question?
No, I just wanted to make a statement about linking to the topic of this panel discussion. So it was very enriching conversation that we had. Thank you all, panelists. So my message that I received from a mentor, one of my mentors, is that in Seattle, Amazon has started opening their e-book stores also. So for all the naysayers about the e-books are not going to be alive, I think even Amazon has realized that they cannot survive without having the printed books in the marketplace. So I just wanted to make an additional comment and add to what you guys have covered. Thank you.
So the trends always change. So some bookshops would be closing, some would be coming.
So I was just going through the Google. I mean, they have 24 stores now in the US.
Yeah, they would be coming in India also because India is the biggest market for the books.
So there is huge hope for printed books.
100%.
So Kindle is not going to kill the publishing.
Otherwise, there would be no discussion here.
So to answer your question, being from marketing background, what really happens is we are in the business, so we have to see the profitability. So there are two things. One is your book for mass. You have to identify your customers who is going to read your book, or is it for an academician? Like the Bhojpuri book he was talking about, that Bhojpuri book I think is for the media students. They are going to read it. So it is for the academic. I'm not going to read that. Even I'm interested in films. Your book of High Court of Nagpur, I don't think anyone here, maybe students are being from this area, will read. So you have to identify who is your right customer, who is going to read that, then identify the publisher accordingly. There are publishers who are
I don't know about
that you have to identify. You can Google. Yeah, you can Google.
Everybody can Google.
it.
Yes.
You can find out which are the other books in the similar subject. There is a very easy way. What I do. I tried to identify. I was not I joined publishing, but I was in English. I was not aware who is in Hindi. So Hindi के जो पांच छह मुझे नाम पता है, I wanted to understand who are the one who actually published the kind of book I am writing. So I identified अच्छा मेरी book के competition में ये चार books हैं जो किस तरह का लिखते हैं. Then I identified who are the publishers who are actually publishing it. So through that I identified. There is one more way. This is about the digital way. Amazon is having Kindle direct publishing. So you can upload your book there and it is will be in the ebook format and you are getting 70% if I am not wrong, 70% of the royalty of your sale. So you have to
If you put it on the subscription platform.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, otherwise, a book like yours works for universities, colleges more than general public because they may want to study more about heritage.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, maybe we'll take it offline. Maybe we'll take it offline and discuss with you.
There are many things. I have published a book, What's on Ferguson. So that book is only on the Ferguson College. So people from Nagpur or Jabalpur, they might not be knowing that Ferguson College. But I have done it. See, there are subjects that you have to just see how it goes.
As an author, I'd say you might have to put in a little effort to reach out to these publishers, to put in identification yourself, and then I think everyone here can take it up again. And just a little identification. Should you need any more assistance, we are here after the session as well. We have a chat in person as well. Thank you so much, the lovely audience, to be patient, and I hope the session has been insightful into giving you some insights about the scary truth that you guys think publishing might, but it's not the case. You have a lot of support. Just write your thoughts out and let's see the day ahead. Thank you.
Indeed, it was a great session. At the outset, I would like to thank Mr. Sunil Mehta, Ms. Iki Khurana, Mr. Naveen Chaudhary, Mr. Dipankar Mukherjee, and Ms. Mehar Kohli for joining us today. We wish we get to hear you all again and be equally enlightened as we all are today. And for my dear audience, I am sure that after witnessing this conversation, you all are taking home an enriched version of yourself, just as I did. So, thank you for joining us today. Until I see you again, this is Prachi Sandikar signing off.
Thank you.
Welcome to Rise Sony Group, a vision beyond.